Hi and welcome to City Happenings. I'm Mayor David Black. We're getting to that time of year. Winter Wonderland is coming up. We'll hear from the Community Foundation Director about what we can expect this year. CHI Midlands Hospital has completed its Sexual Assault Nurse Examiner Room, or SANE Room. You'll hear from CHI's lead SANE nurse. A new bank opens in town and we'll take you to the ribbon cutting. Please enjoy these stories next in City Happenings for the week of November 5th.
Thanks, Mayor Black. Winter Wonderland is a couple of weeks away. The event organizer gives us a look.
A lot of excitement really this year. Last year was the first time we had the streets closed, so that made a big difference. In the crowd, I think, they were able to safely kind of walk around the downtown area without worrying about traffic. So this year, the street closures are going to be a little bit more extensive. They're going to go from 6th Street all the way to Lincoln Street, just because we had some safety issues on the bridge. We want to make sure that it's safe for all people to get in and out of this downtown area.
Laura admits having those streets closed is a challenge.
Some people will probably be a little difficult for parking, but we're going to have trolleys, shuttles. 2 trolleys that come in from the north and 2 trolleys that come in from the south to shuttle people in. So, I think it'll work out great. It just lends to better safety, for the pedestrians as they're walking around.
A new feature last year, Christkindle, returns this year.
Last year we had 6 vendors. This year we're going to have 10. We really try to keep it small and we keep it local. So a lot of the vendors that you'll see are local businesses, either from Papillion or Sarpy County. So we really try to keep that local and bring in those folks and give them a chance to kind of show their wares, here in town. We try to do things that complement the businesses down here, so there's not direct competition. It's stuff that's different than what we have downtown. So it just brings a really good variety of shopping for people, to kind of start their holidays off, with some unique gift ideas. Everybody's always looking for something unique to buy. So having artisans down here to complement the businesses that are already here, was a big success.
There will be some improvements this year.
They're going to be set up in the same area, but we have a little bit more lighting this year because we learned some lessons last year, being our first year. So I think this year it'll be a lot more accessible and there'll be better lighting so people will be able to see what they're purchasing a little bit better.
A new downtown business will be a first-time participant in this year's Winter Wonderland.
Grayleys is going to have a stand out there as well to kind of sell. They have some homemade pies they're going to be selling, which is going to be awesome. So we're really excited about that partnership there with them being open, for Winter Wonderland this year. It'll be, with them being a new downtown business, it'll be pretty exciting to have them open.
CHI Midlands opens its Sexual Assault Nurse Examiner Room, or the SANE Room.
We use this room for patients that are not our domestic violence and sexual assault and human trafficking patients. So we did have to leave this room with more of the medical equipment in it than some of our other SANE rooms. And of course, the size of this room and every SANE room kind of varies amongst facility. But this room is beautiful. It's set up exactly the way we want it to be set up. We have a couple of little additions that we're going to do to make this room a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more aesthetically pleasing to our victims. But this room is exactly what we had in mind when we first started designing the SANE room here at Midlands.
Jody talks about keeping the room from being too clinical looking and feeling.
For safety concerns, and then we try to reduce the trauma that's been associated with the assault that they've been involved in. And that also then opens them up to help with their memory, help with their moving from victim to survivor. And it also helps with prosecution and just their ability to then go out and try to lead as normal as a life as possible after they've been victimized so traumatically.
Having these facilities is nice, but victims need to utilize them.
That is the biggest thing, is making sure that they know that there are services available to them after their traumatic event, so they can seek the medical care and have that extra support that they so desperately need in these situations.
Once the sexual assault victim arrives, here's what happens.
They call in the SANE nurse, the sexual assault nurse, or the forensic nurse. And that kind of makes it so there's a hands-off of the emergency department, because we don't want to have our patient retell their story numerous times to several different people. So as long as they are medically okay, there's not a life-threatening emergency, then they would come back to this room, and then the forensic nurse would arrive and meet them here, and then we would go through the forensic interview and exam portion. Law enforcement would be involved as we are required to for mandatory reporting, or through patient choice if it's a sexual assault, because we've got that new law where victims that come in for sexual assault do not have to contact law enforcement. And then they would stay in this room with their forensic nurse until discharge.
We'll hear more about the Midlands Sane Room in a future show. A Nebraska-based bank opens a new branch on Gold Coast Drive.
I want to welcome you to the community.
Thank you so much.
I love looking at your pictures up there. I love that you're honoring the history of Papillion. You came into a new growing area, and it's probably one of the fastest growing areas in the state, but you're still looking at the old 1870s railroad town, so really appreciate that. We're doing a lot as we grow to try to keep that history alive so we can still be a small town. So appreciate you guys value small town. Understand some of your history, and I think Papillion and Wisner are a lot alike in that area. So we just thank you for coming, thank you for the investment, and another Nebraska community bank values the community. Really appreciate you guys coming in.
Here. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
I grew up 4 blocks from here, 915 Crest Road. I don't live there anymore, but 4 blocks. I went to elementary school at Trumbull Park, junior high at Papillion, and high school at Papillion La Vista. Opening this location here is truly a homecoming for me. I can't tell you how excited. It gives me chills to be here and back in Papillion. It's funny how things come full circle. As the market president for Citizen Sarpy County, I have the pleasure to incorporate our commitment in the communities we serve by providing excellence in community banking, financial education, and partnerships.
If you notice when you walk in, we have 9 Nebraska locations, including this one. And I'm very proud of the fact that we're very committed to those communities. Now, Papillion is a little different community than those other 8, but the fact of our commitment stays the same. A commitment to the local businesses, a commitment to the local schools, a commitment to the area. And when we had an opportunity to join one of the fastest growing areas in Nebraska and one of the best places to live in the whole United States, we jumped at the opportunity. When this corner got developed, we were here immediately, I think, talking to the developer, settled on these 2 bays, went to find somebody to manage the place. Couldn't find a good one, so we hired Jared. Nice to bring him back home. And so yeah, we're very, very happy to be here.
3, 2, 1.
We want to remind you that Veterans Day is coming up on November 11th. The Papillion American Legion Post holds its annual ceremony at 1 p.m. in the main building of the Post building on Lincoln Street. There are lots of ways to stay up to date with what's happening in Papillion. You can find us on Facebook, follow the City of Papillion on Twitter and Instagram, or watch the YouTube channel. Information about all of our departments and programs is available on our website. For more about Papillion, go to www.papillion.org, or just call the Mayor's Hotline at 402-827-1111. Thanks for watching.